Hey, what's up, guys? Jason here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Ready to get after it this next week. Yeah. Anyways, I just want to touch on a couple things. The first thing I want to touch about, guys, is like how important it is, like how we see ourselves, right? Um, and that goes into any and every area of our lives, right? Especially like breaking free from addictions and habits and things that we're trying to get away from, right? Uh, and so I just want to like just inspire an exercise for you guys, real short, real simple. It's something I did along my journey, and that is just simply like, how would the person you're trying to become act? What would they do? Where would they go? Where would they not go? And so let's just use sobriety for an example. Like, if I'm trying to be completely sober, and I'm not right now, um, like the person I would like to become, they probably wouldn't be hanging out at the bars. They probably wouldn't be around people using drugs of any sort. Probably won't be in atmospheres with smoke in the air, Uh, yeah, I think I would be, more proactive about seeking like a healthy lifestyle. I think I would be more um, proactive about surrounding myself with people that are more of a better influence, that encourage me and push me and challenge me to become better, and um, so just really like, what would the person you want to become do, right? And what wouldn't they do, right? um, I know it seems super simple, but sometimes we can complicate this stuff. And like, before I got free, guys, like I remember one day sitting at the beach. This is when I was like on Kratom, and I would just visualize and imagine myself free. And it just like excited me. I got so lit up with hope, like so lit up with joy, just thinking of that moment of just going through life not needing this substance just to get through the day, and that feeling that would come with just being free from it, right? And also, like, there's a Proverbs, this Proverbs 23:7. It's like, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. And so it's so important how we see ourselves. Like, it's crucial. We're at where we're at right now because of how we view and we think about ourselves, right? Like, there's so many limiting thoughts and beliefs operating in our subconscious than we're aware of. Um, and we have to like rewire and be more intentional about how we see ourselves, what are the thoughts we have of ourselves, and it really like break away from limiting thoughts and beliefs. And just for an example, right? Like, if you grow up in a neighborhood where the average income is $30,000 a year, you know chances are you'll make about $30,000 a year. If you grow up in a neighborhood that makes $150,000 a year, on average, that's probably about what you'll make. And if same thing, if you grow up in a neighborhood, the average person makes $300,000, $500,000. You guys get my drift, right? So if you ask each one of these three different people what the average income is, they're going to give you three different answers. And based on the environment they grew up in, the people surrounding them, they'll adopt those like-minded thoughts and beliefs, right? Like, average income is 300,000. Like, and so much how much harder it is to make 300,000 if you grow up making 30,000 and you think that's average. Like 300,000 seems like so much, but it's the same concept when it goes to how we're viewing ourselves and what we expect and really think we're capable of, right? And there's another like statistic too, is like this, like you'll make about the same amount of money as your 10 best friends, like on average of whatever your 10 best friends, the 10 closest people in your life, average those incomes, and that's about the average you'll make, and that's just statistically true, and same with other areas of our life. Who are we surrounding ourselves with, right? Would the future you, would the person you're trying to become be hanging around with the people you're hanging with right now? I don't know. You have to answer that question. Not that like, we just need to think we're better than people and just say goodbye and just, just be cruel or selfish, but like really, like, are the people in our lives making us better? Are they a positive influence on us, or are they a negative influence? What kind of value are they bringing to us? And of course, like, what kind of value are we bringing to them too? But like right now, I'm just focusing on like, what are we surrounding ourselves with? Where are we going? What kind of environments are we in? And just really like taking time to imagine and visualize, what the person you're trying to become, what would they be doing? What would they not be doing? I know I keep repeating myself, but like it's so like necessary to think like this. And even for like other areas of life, if you want success in an area, find someone who is doing what you want to do, right? If you want to be free from addictions, find someone who got free. That's probably why you're watching this channel, like, so we don't have to like figure everything out on our own again. Like we can learn from someone else who's figured it out and do what they did and get the same results, right? We might have a little adversity, it might be more challenging or even easier in some ways, but there's formulas and principles to all these different areas. And let's just use the same concept with marriage, right? So before I got married, I actually started wearing a ring on my wedding finger. Like if I was married, I'd be wearing a ring. So I started getting that feeling of, when I would be married, like what it would feel like to have a ring on this finger. And like, just, it's something tangible you can feel and kind of use as an exercise. And another thing I did is like, if I was married, I would put the toilet seat down, right? So I didn't wait until I got married to start putting the toilet seat down. Like if I were a husband right now, I would do that, and like there's different areas you guys can play along with this too, right? So like act like the person you want to become, and soon enough you'll become that person, and it might feel a little bit hypocritical. It might feel like off a little bit, but what you're doing is you're rewiring your values to be in alignment with your behaviors, right? So right away, like your behavior may change by doing these different things, but it feels awkward because you're not in alignment with your values. Your value says otherwise. Your value says alcoholic, a pothead, whatever it might be, unorganized, not financially smart, whatever it might be. And so we have to like use our mind, use our imagination, visualize who we want to become, and start taking actions that the person we're trying to become would take, and pushing through and really like getting our values to be in alignment with our actions, you know. So our values might be like down here, and we start doing these things that the person we want to become starts doing, but it feels awkward. But if we keep doing that, we start seeing ourselves for who we want to be, for our potential, for who God created us to be. And we can really like start breaking through barriers and um, just making progress and taking ground in these different areas, right? And so like that, this is just like the first step. I know there's so much more to this. I mean, honestly, like this might be something that just works for somebody and it's a game changer, you know. But for me, like this was like a primary like prerequisite to other steps I had to make. So the first thing, the first step to change is like you seeing it, for you like really having that hope, for you really like envisioning like the life you want to live. It's so important. It's so important, like how we see ourselves and like how we don't see ourselves. You know, you guys might have grew up around people that have low self-esteem, that have low hopes and dreams and endeavors. And if you're not careful, like you'll end up adopting that same belief system, and those limiting thoughts will keep you where you're at, you know. And so it's just really important to like, think about what you're thinking about, and really like understanding like the power of our minds and what we're believing of ourselves and expecting. And yeah, guys, I know this is kind of a long rant, but I'm just really trying to get this point across on how valuable and powerful this exercise is, and not just one area, but any area that you apply it to. So anyways, guys, I love you. Hope this resonates. God bless. Hang loose. Peace.